Hey everyone, and hail to the fellowship. We thank you guys for tuning in. I am your nerdy normal reviewer, the Elvin Barber, and joining me as always is the Lord Loyalist himself, TC, the Token Cripple.
Hello.
And we are those guys. So today we are talking The Last of Us episode 8, the penultimate episode. We're getting close to the end, my friend. Getting close to the end. What were your thoughts
Yep.
on this episode?
Um again, I'm coming from I had no idea in the game, like the cannibalism angle. It's like, okay, makes some sense given the they live in.
Right.
I kind of got vibes. Have you ever read the book The Road?
I don't
I
think
read
I
it in
have,
English
no.
class in high school. I got pretty similar vibes. Basically in that universe, like all living things just except humans died. So it's
Oh,
like the last of humanity alive. And you know, obviously cannibalism as an option comes up a couple times. Sorry about that.
no, you're good.
Cannibalism as an option comes up a couple times throughout that book, but obviously the main character is like no. But yeah, it's quite an interesting story. Um, like I said, I got those kind of vibes from this. Um,
Hmm.
does he? Does the cult leader guy in the game? Does he like say all that stuff about Ellie and how awesome she is, or is that an invention of the show?
Yeah, so I've played the game a ton, right? But I don't quite remember him going into that much like that sentimentality, like going to in depth like that with Ellie. Like he does in the game try to convince her to, you know, join them, essentially. But as far as like the way he was speaking to her in the show, it got a little weird. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it kind of was like, okay, like, are you trying to recruit her? Are you trying to groom her? Are you trying to like have a pseudo daughter relationship with her? Like, are you trying to like be with her? Like, I don't know. Like, it was just very, very odd. Um, that whole scene, and him complimenting her and how special she is and how amazing she is. I don't know. I just that wasn't in the game at all. Um, I just thought that was very odd.
Yeah, there hit a point where I was just kind of like, get on with it.
Yeah,
I'm like, we get it. She's unique. We've heard the last couple episodes how much potential everyone seems to think she has, but we get it. Move on.
yeah. They really like dragged that out.
You don't need to suck up to somebody going to eat, rape, or kill. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That was the whole Christian zealot angle was also not in the game. That's something they kind of added in the show. Um, yeah, I feel like
yeah.
in the game
What
he
what's
was more.
Hollywood's issue with Christianity these days anyway?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But yeah, that was such a Such an odd angle they took because they didn't need to do that. Like, I think his name was David, right? The
Yeah,
leader.
what's Hollywood with Christianity?
It's a good question.
That's a
Yeah,
common thing these days, right? They
it
just
is.
start.
Yeah, it's like them warping it or, not painting it in the best of light, I have no idea.
And I get that there are zealots in every religion. There really are. They're just creepy people who use it as an excuse. But it seems like a trend, and I'm a little confused as to why.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood is weird. It's full of weirdos. They've got their own agenda going on.
Yeah, and did Joel also seem like he just kind of recovered pretty damn quick? Like at the beginning of the
He
episode, he can't even keep his eyes open, and at the end of the episode, he's like torturing the one guy. How much time passed? I guess I'm a little confused. Maybe that was the issue.
Yeah, I think that is the issue. And I think that's why the game does it a little better, because like that whole the time frame is mapped out better in the game rather than how it was portrayed in the show. But yeah, it did seem like it was like, boom, he gets the penicillin, he gets a couple of shots, and now it's like he's like good enough to take down a guy, and like now he's good enough to take down two guys and then interrogate them. So it's like everything just happened like really fast. Um, I know
And I
in the game.
mean, I know for a fact. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, in the game, I know that he, she gives him the medicine, and he kind of comes to or comes out of it. But it kind of seems like in the show they kind of dragged out, like, oh, he's still unconscious, he's still unconscious, he's still unconscious. But in the game, it's like as soon as she gave him the medicine, he immediately started feeling better, or at least better enough to like have his eyes open and communicate. I don't know. It's like they were trying to go for a more
Yeah,
dramatic
so it
effect.
made sense
Mhm.
when he went from on the ground to
Yeah, it
yeah.
made more sense. Yeah.
It just seemed like it was quite the contrast because I get sick enough where I know that just because I'm on penicillin for a couple days, it still takes some time
Right.
before I'm up and about. And it seemed like they were going there, but I don't know. Again, maybe I just didn't notice, but I had a hard time telling how much time had passed. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was the matter of like minutes, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I had a hard time trying to discern that as well.
okay, so it's not just me being a moron. Good to know. Uh,
No, because
um,
I feel like she gives him the first shot, right? And then there's like, I guess there's a passage of time, and then she gives him another one, and I guess there's more patches of time, and then she leaves to go take care of the horse, and then that's when the guys come. So, but it's like we really don't get a good sense of how like the time frame of all that.
and when did Joel kill the person that they were yelling about? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't
'Cause
remember either. Yeah, I can't remember
it
either.
wasn't in the last couple episodes because he was in no shape. He was in no
Yeah.
shape to do it in the last two episodes. But this
Was
clearly
it
was a vendetta.
was it when they were at the university? Was that when
You think the guy that shanked him and then he killed? You think that might have been one of theirs? maybe.
That and maybe it's weird because they said the town. He just said like town, and I'm like, I mean, they were pretty much in a city, so like I don't know. I don't know if that was just like a mix up or because that's the only fight that really took place where the guy's like, yeah, like, there was a stranger that took out four of our men. And he's traveling with the little girl, and it's like there's only been one instance where Joel, since he was in Kansas, there was only one instance where he fought people, and that was literally when they were in Colorado, or yeah, Colorado at the university. So it's like, unless he's talking about that, I don't have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, I I don't know. And again, maybe I'm just missing details. I don't know, but it just seemed kind of strange because I'm trying to think of like anybody Joel ran through in a while. I'm trying to think like there was the episode where it wasn't Fedra, but it was Girl Boss General that was really incompetent.
Hmm.
But they all died because of zombies. Uh,
Yes.
and then there was the episode where they met up with Tommy, but they were pretty much unmolested until Joel got stabbed.
Right. Yep.
Am I missing? Like, is there something that I forgot?
Nope. There is not. There is not. So if that's the case, it happened off screen. If they're not referring to what happened at the university, then whatever this guy is referring to happened off screen.
Okay, so yeah, that's a weakness in the storytelling. We should have seen that, especially if it was going to have consequences.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah,
That's more of the show don't tell. That's what that is. That's what Hollywood loves to do. The tell don't show.
and the thing
I
is,
mean,
before that, before that, Joel was, I mean, he was in what was is it Chicago? Where I forget where they are. But before that, he was just working with Tess, smuggling shit. So I'm a
yeah,
little like,
yeah.
maybe it was during that what 3 month time skip or whatever.
That's what I'm
When
assuming. Yeah.
I I still either like you said, it's either the bandit that they fought at the bandits they fought at the university, or it was off screen. And if it was off screen, that's a problem. Although
Yes.
again, I could have just missed the details. I don't know.
Oh, I can guarantee you didn't miss any details. So you can stop saying that you missed details because you didn't miss any details. It's shitty writing. It's tell don't show because literally there's been no other instance when Joel ran through people since they were in Kansas, which was the Kansas Karen, like her and her faction. So between her and her faction meeting up with Tommy and the university, those are the only times where he like actually had to face people essentially. So like you said, during that 3 month skip, maybe something happened. It definitely, if it did, it definitely happened off screen, and they should have showed us that. I agree with you. They should have, and that's why in the game they do
Yeah,
show us that, and and that's why it's better.
I feel like the game must be stronger. Like I said, I've never played it. Um, I'm excited for the next episode because that'll be the finale. And once we review the finale, I'm going to play the game and see
Yeah,
what's what.
you're gonna see the vast differences. Like there are some similarities in dialogue and some scenes, but for the most part, there are a lot of different, especially when it comes to the characters themselves. You'll see just how they deconstructed or amplified beyond belief a lot of the characters from the game. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited to see your take or get your take on the game.
I heard part one's great.
Yeah. Yeah, part one's really good. Part one is solid. Part one is solid. It's really good. It's damn good. But yeah, this episode. So this episode was it followed the game's blueprint to a certain extent. Obviously, a lot of it's they can't really go at like adapt it blow for blow because they have a time frame, which I understand. So, a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
happens in the game that, gets done, they have to cut out for the sake of the show. For the most part, aside from the whole Christian zealot angle and David just worshiping the ground Ellie walks on, uh, there's a lot of it's pretty close to the game in the sense of the whole cannibalism aspect, um, the hunting aspect, the medicine.
Oh,
Uh,
one thing that occurred to me: why wasn't their first thought when she said medicine for infections? Why wasn't their first thought that they could be infected?
I don't know.
I mean, does that make sense, or am I just reading too much in? Like, that would be my thought. I mean, there's this little dweeby child, as far as they know. They could think,
As
oh,
far,
he's just getting sick. When, oh no, he's going to be a zombie.
I mean, they, I guess that question
I don't know.
it could have been asked. I guess that question could have been asked. They could have asked that question. It's like they just went under the assumption that the person, whoever it was just hurt and needed, and had some type of virus or needed penicillin. Um, I guess they were just under that assumption. But yeah, I mean, I guess they could have asked, you know, is this person changing or is this person turning? Like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not. I guess it's not too. It's not. You know, it doesn't strain credibility too much for me. It just seemed a little strange that they had no reaction. Um, but the one scene I will give them credit for, I really liked just the one scene at the very end, right after Ellie kills the guy, where Joel's
Mm,
just comforting her. I like that.
yeah.
I think that's one
Yeah.
of the best in terms of chemistry scenes that I've seen between the two of them the entire show.
No, I agree because there has not been a lot. There has not been a lot. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, that whole scene with her almost getting her eaten and her telling them she's infected and killing the guy and like that entire setup and scene was definitely right out of the game. Obviously, in the game, it's like a little elongated, and because there's she's really trying to avoid him and defeat him, but for the most part, that's definitely what happens. And Joel shows up at the end and consoles her. So yeah, that was spot on.
It's amazing. I noticed a lot of our like when we compliment shows, like even when we compliment the Winchesters, we compliment scenes with almost no dialogue in them.
I know. Like what I know, right? Like
And that's
some
not a bad thing. I just
no,
noticed that
no.
like I almost feel like they can do more with the character when they aren't talking. And it's just okay, what can I convey without saying a word? What's going on? And I
And
think
so,
it's interesting.
and at that point, it's more the actors than the actual writing. It's the actors. In their ability to express emotion and emote and have us feel that genuine chemistry. at that
Yeah,
point. It's
I
less of the writing.
I just I don't know. I find it interesting. I would have thought that dialogue exchanges would be a lot of shows' strong points, but it almost seems like the silent moments
Yeah, not these days.
are
Not
stronger.
with the shitty writers out right now. The writing these days for a lot of shows is just mid. They're like, and that's me being nice. That's just me being nice.
Yeah,
So like it shows. It definitely shows.
I
But
mean, when
yeah,
shows like Velma get season two, like, what does that tell you about the state of current Hollywood?
that tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. It's all about the agenda, my friend. The woke politics. You can check a box. You're good. You're doing
Yep.
well. You're doing real well. So yeah, that's uh that's episode 8.
I did like also that Ellie is getting more self reliant and she actually can pull a trigger now. Uh,
Hmm.
I think I think it's it was a decent episode. I give it a a 6.
Yeah, I would also give it a 6, 6.5. It was okay. It was all right. It's definitely better. It was a better episode than what was it, number 6 or number 5 or 6, one of them. I can't recall, but yeah, this was one of the better ones, I would say. I am real curious what's going to happen in the last episode, though.
Yeah, I thought
Um,
that they would make it to the hospital. Like I thought
that's
it was gonna end with them essentially there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. But I'm sure that's how episode 9 is going to start. It's going to start with them at the hospital. They already said that episode 9 is going to be the shortest episode of the entire season. So,
Really? Isn't 9 the
yep,
finale?
and 9 is the finale. Yeah, they said it's going to be the shortest episode. Yeah,
Huh. That's counterintuitive.
I know.
Let's see what
I
they do with it.
know. So I guess we shall see. We shall see what they do. We shall see what they do. That'll tell us all we need to know about The Last of Us season 1 right there. I saw
Yeah.
I saw an article the other day and it said the title was like Amazon's because of the Last of HBO's The Last of Us, Amazon's God of War has got to do well or something like that. And I'm like, no it doesn't. Like I'm like
Yep.
I'm like The Last of Us is okay, but it's not like, you know, like so great that like, God of War has to be fucking amazing. Like it's really not. It's really mid. So, and I'm sure God of War will be mid as well. Ugh, not looking forward to that.
I'm kind of scared of what they'll do with the
Me,
God of War.
ugh. And that's legit my favorite franchise, my favorite IP. And I know I'm not looking. I'm scared as well, man. I'm like so
You know what?
scared.
I want to see the barber nerd rage out. That's what I want to see.
Oh God.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
I'm gonna
it's inevitable. So
Yeah, I'm gonna probably lose my shit every episode. Watch. That's what's probably gonna happen. So buckle up. Buckle the
did
fuck up.
did they establish when that was taking place? Like in terms of the God of War franchise, are they going right back to OG God of War, or are they
No,
going
I think
to God of Norse God of War?
I think Norse. I believe it's Norse where they're starting. Yeah,
I'd be
I
curious to
believe.
know how they're going to set the stage because you have to kind of like I know that they're banking on people who know what they're doing, who know the God of War franchise.
Right.
But if you start with God of War 2018, you got to do a lot of groundwork just so people understand what the hell's going on.
Precisely. Precisely. And this is why I'm scared. This is why, oh my friend, I'm not ready for that.
Who
I'm not
has God
ready.
of War? Is that HBO as well?
No, that's Amazon. It's Amazon.
I
So
think
you
that might be worse.
so you honestly you don't know what you're gonna get. Like Amazon is literally a flip of a coin. Like on one instance, you get rings of power, but then in another instance, you get the terminal list, which is like great. And then another
Or
instance,
Reacher.
you yeah, or yeah, I was just gonna say in another instance, you get Wheel of Time, which fucking blew, and then but others you get Reacher. So it's like you really don't know how which way the coin is gonna flip. You don't. Oh gosh, so that's why I'm like, oh no. Like it would be better if I knew if it were like if it was like Disney and like and because I know Disney writing is fucking blows. So like I know all Disney product, I know what you're gonna get. Like you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get. But it's like with Amazon, it's like you really don't know. You don't. And that's what
Yeah.
scares me. That's what scares me.
Well, I mean, the problem the problem is Amazon in terms of their TV has gone pretty like for the most part pretty woke. And I'm sorry, OG God of War would not fly in today's environment.
No, it would not. No, it would not.
So I'm
Ah,
I'm honestly I hope I'm wrong, but I'm betting we'll get another Rings of Power, not another Terminal List.
oh God. I hope you're wrong. You're probably gonna
Oh,
be right.
I
You're
want
probably
to be
gonna be
wrong.
yeah, you're probably gonna be right though.
I
I'm
want to
sure
be
you're
wrong.
gonna I'm sure you're
Please
gonna
prove
be
me
right.
wrong. The
Oh
problem,
man.
if this was made 10 years ago, I'd be pumped as hell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For
But
sure. Super excited. I'd be super excited. But here we are.
yeah, I don't. 2023, everybody.
Any last remarks about episode 8?
Let's hope they can stick the landing. Um, I want to be excited for season two.
That's fair. Let's let's hope they stick the landing. Well, we thank you guys for tuning in. We do ask that you smash that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Hit that bell for notifications, share this video out there, and you guys take care.
See ya.